right. Good afternoon, traders. Well, usually it's like a huge gap between when we get to hang out today. It's been a few hours. Wonderful. Wonderful Wednesday indeed. Dennis, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome out to the Tradespoon Live Trading Room, Stocks and Options, Closing Bell. I'm Scott. I'll be your host. Hello, John. Good to see you. So, look what happened. Look what happened today. I followed my rules with adding to my hedge. I'm gonna live with it. I've got a plan. We all know the rules. We all know what's what. Good afternoon, Phil. Good to see you. Glad you could come back. We all know what's what we're getting into. We've talked about what is this that we're seeing. Other than the hedge, I've said the whole time, we're late. If it's a bearish trade, we're late. The VIX gave me a very specific signal. I took it. I'll live with it. I'm even going to ride it longer than I initially said because I still think there's very much the possibility of a bear flag setup developing. Okay. But we also said, if anything, we might be looking to expect some short-term upward momentum. The bear flag. Even though it's called the bear flag, the flag itself is upward momentum, an upward consolidation, which in the context of bearishness, whether you're bearish or whether you're willing to trade bearish, because you're neutral and neutral allows you to trade either direction. The fade the rally mentality is what we're looking for, right? So if there's a rally and it starts to run out of steam, creating a lower high, that is the opportunity to put on bearish trades. That's something that we've been talking about. Hi, okay, good to see you. This is me. Been trading for a while, teaching for a while. If you're new, introduce yourself. Say hello. Let me know you're here, that you're participating. Let me know any ways in which I might be able to help out. Hey, Bob, good to see you. Let's talk about disclosures. Disclaimers? Disclosures. Here's what I want to disclaim. Options are risky, trading's risky, know what you're doing, manage your risk, have a plan. We're not investment advisors. If you remember that, everything will be fine. All of that. Okay, let's see it. So we started off, it was a little negative. We said anything could happen, and Brainerd came out. That was one of our, I'm going to jump around a little today, but there's my economic calendar. Mester was first at 10 a.m. Brainerd was second, 12:35. Hour ago, Bayes book came out, 2 p.m. A lot of Fed information. And what did we do? When we got the Fed information, we bought. You can see we opened kind of flat and we've rallied all day. Up almost 2% now. 1.5 on the Dow. 2.25 on the NASDAQ. 1.86 on the Russell. Oil's down 5%. Gold up 1. Silver up 2. Okay, so turned out to be an interesting day. And what did you want to do? Well, we had some bullish things we were looking at that you would decide, am I willing to take these bullish trades? We'll look again. Lowest level since mid-January. I'm not sure what's driving that other than Brainerd sees tight policy for some time. We've had a small drop in inflation. The Fed will need to raise rates further, and the Fed will have to, and the central bank will fight inflation for as long as it takes. Okay, whatever. It was interpreted positively. Whether it's people feeling better that the Fed's going to do what they have to do, I still am somewhat leery. Weigh in. Bob says, doesn't sound like rally news to me. Don't fight the Fed. Although, what are you fighting in this case? The Fed is not really committed to the market or to anything else. They're committed to fighting inflation, which tightening measures, right? Tightening measures. I don't know. I agree. It's an interesting reaction, as big as it is. That's it. That's the news. John says he's still concerned. Yeah, right. We should still be concerned because, as we said, whatever one day is, It's the next 3 days that would create the bear flag I'm speaking of. The hypothetical potential bear flag that could develop out of this type of a move. So people are like, oh, well, are you saying not to trade then? I'm not saying anything. I'm saying let's talk about what we see, and then we'll all interpret it and take action. What do I see? I've talked about it, the potential for it to rally but fade quickly and roll over, bear flag. I also said it could be a V bottom. Let's pull up a chart. Let's pull up a chart for this double speak of mine. It's not double speak. It's have an idea of what you think is going to happen. If this is going to V bottom, it's going to come up here. That's a nice move. Could that happen? Sure. Why not? People say it doesn't make sense because blah, blah, blah. Fill in the blank. Blah, blah, blah. It doesn't make sense because gas prices. Doesn't make sense because inflation. Doesn't make sense because of the Fed. Doesn't make sense because of inflation. But that's forgetting a core fundamental reality of the market. We talked about it this morning if you weren't here. And that is, it doesn't have to make sense. Making sense is thinking. It's believing. Maybe a little feeling. It doesn't have to make sense. It just has to be supply and demand. And we're only trading small bits. So then people say, well, are you saying to trade long? I'm saying if you're going to trade long, if you're going to do a bullish trade because your portfolio requires it for balance, because your posture is more bullish and you think it's just bullish, that's support. I want to catch it as close to support as I can so that I can at least get a 2-to-1 out of it if I get this move, right? And I might even go closer, right underneath today, with the ability to move the stop as we start, because it might not be bottom. It might stop and pause and roll over the other way. Now, hopefully, I can still make a little bit of money, right? I can still make a little bit of money because the only way I catch the V is if I put it on now. I can't wait until it's in this second area and be like, oh, it looks like it's a V. Well, if it is, there's nothing left. You missed it. So now you're still watching. So we have to decide, are we a spectator? And I'm not saying that to say like, whoa, you should be doing something. I'm saying if you're gonna do something, make sure the decision is made well in advance, preemptively, proactively, and have a plan. So that if you think that A, that big move is going to happen, you're prepared if B, the rollover happens. And if the rollover happens, you start thinking to yourself, I have a high here, and then a high here, and now I have a high here, subsequently lower. What do I think? I think there's a good chance we head on down. Oh, that was a freehand line right there. You should all be very impressed by my line drawing skills. I've worked hard over the years to refine them. But that, and interestingly enough, that would actually still be in line with a possible higher low, and especially if it doesn't get all the way down here. If it only gets to this area and turns, you still make money bearishly. And if it turns at this point, you still actually have a weekly chart that shows a bullish reversal, which is more representative and indicative of institutions, right? So a lot of things developing. A, if you still have anything bearish, and I don't have anything bearish, I do have a bit of hedge, but nothing bearish. Hedge is just like I put it on because it was triggered by a certain point. And it actually, even if it's a little speculative now, becomes a hedge as I put on bullish trades, if that's the signal this is giving me. That's what we talked about, and that's probably what we'll look at here in just a few minutes, right? For those of you who didn't have the benefit of this morning, I'm going to continue going through, talking about what else we saw. So what we saw was not a lot of news. I'm going to leave my drawings for now. I don't think they'll be in the way. They're just over advertisements. Economic calendar, we got the Fed speak to Fed speak. Fed speak, for whatever reason, don't ask why, just process that it happened, motivated the market bullishly. Bob says, just an oversold technical bounce. Absolutely, there's visual evidence to support that. Visual evidence, that's all I need. I agree. There is visual evidence to support that. And if that's the case, then you know exactly what you're looking for. And you might be thinking, I'm passing on the bullish signal. What's the opportunity cost? If it V bottoms, you're not in it. Okay, opportunity cost, but not loss of money. There's a very big difference between opportunity cost and loss of money. So that's one of the things you should be about. We said trade like a business, right? So understand opportunity cost of your decisions that you're making. You might already be in a couple of bullish things, thinking this is the bounce. So I'm gonna try to catch some of it. If it's a big bounce, I'll make better money. If it's a little bounce, I'll try to at least make a little something, and then look to get bearish things on for the next leg down. Okay. We all on the same page? Let me know if you disagree, if you see it different, if you think I'm just rambling on. Tomorrow, Jerome Gerbert is speaking. Jerome Powell. We're expecting a low number for jobless claims. Certainly, it's helpful to the market if the labor market stays strong. If it regresses a little bit and we see unemployment pop up to 4.5, 5, the Fed has told us that's okay. Great, okay. Anything more than that, then it starts to really make you think we've overcorrected and now this thing is shutting down too fast and will go recessionary. That's about it. I mean, these other things, consumer expenditures, Charles Evans, no one cares what Charlie says. If Jer Bear speaking a few hours earlier, sorry, Charlie. Friday, Charlie speaks again. Maybe on Friday we listen a little bit more Fed speak. Chris Waller, Esther George. There it is. Rest of the news. Let's look at the toolbox real quick. Bearish, mostly. Bearish on the S&P. Bearish on the QQQ. Bearish on the DIA. And mostly bearish on the IWM, which is weird. It's weird that the IWM is a little less because I think that's where we've seen the most amount of weakness. It's been one of the fastest. So, okay, let's just see. We know here there's a very good chance we could see a bounce from a cyclical perspective. The cyclical is like, yeah, a bounce. Okay. Is that predictive or is that correlative? Correlative, right? But it's enough correlative over 25 years that it's worth paying attention. Because we could see the flag, we could see the pullback, and then we could still see a bullish move. All of that jives. It jives with the short term. It jives with the longer term. All of this all can still make sense. And then you're saying, wait, Scott, I thought you said it doesn't have to make sense. And it doesn't. But isn't it better when it does? Right? I think so. Here's today's heat map. Looks pretty green, with the exception of energy. And even in energy, the oil and gas midstream's okay. Who's getting beat up here? Old Dominion, not good. Everybody else looks pretty good here today. Plenty of green. Not a lot of the chips. Oh, the chips are part of what am I looking for? Right? You can see there's a lot more into the discretionary and financials than there is technology and especially chips. So if the chips don't do very much, that's a place I'm looking to short. Jacques is telling me to just ease up on the talking and get to the quiz, and I agree. So I think we have a good sense of the scenario we're facing. Let's go down to a 5-minute chart, and we will assess the last 37 minutes. I'm going round numbers today. I'm going to go 398 and above. A. I'm going to go 397.50 and to 398 is a B. Below 397.50 is a C. A, B, C, 37 minutes left. Not a lot of answers. John is a C. He was pretty fast. Says it's going to drop. Dennis is a B. LK is a C. Phil is a B. Jacques is a C. Bob is an A. Bob says, here come the buyers. Brad is a C. Mostly C's and B's. Bob riding alone. Riding alone. The rally continues. I'm actually going to join B's. I think we're going to rally up and touch here again. Am I on a 1 minute? Oh, sorry. You know what? That was my problem. I didn't even notice. We're going to stick with it. We're going to stick with it. 397.50. Yeah, we're still sticking with those numbers. But I think it's going to fade into the close. Let's see what Stella thinks, and then we'll go look at the VIX. Then we'll look at our watch list. We'll look at our bullish trades, and we'll see, is there anything worth taking? So let's go back to SPY. What does Stella say? That's the answer. That's the answer we're looking for. Stella says that at 4 p.m., 398.39, 398.39. Stella is an A. Bob and Stella ride together. You don't have to ride alone. The rest of us somewhere else. All right. Okay, let's go see. Oh, the VIX. What has the VIX done? It's a beautiful indicator, but every now and again it gets a little choppy. Woo! You can see we had the higher low confirmed. We described it. It hit it. And then today we have this big bearish engulfing, which says we may not be there yet. I don't know. I think I might really give it all the way down here to 22. I think if it comes down, bottoms out, and turns, I'll still have time with the one I've got and time to add to it. It will mean a bigger loss if it doesn't. Okay, right? I'm okay with that. It is what it is at this point. I put it on for a specific reason. I've got to give it a little bit of room. That's how I see the VIX right now. You can see it's just a bit choppy, right? I mean, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now it's choppy at 7, but prior to that, you're like, well, it's really come down and started to turn. You don't see this turn. All you see is here, right? It's turned up, it's pulled back, higher, low. A rule's a rule. Now that it didn't go in the first day the way we wanted, we don't get to be like, well, was there something else I should have seen? No. I saw what I needed to see for the rule to be triggered. If I don't follow that rule, why would I think I'm going to follow the next rule? And then I'm missing trades, and then I don't have a system. Have a system, have rules. Recognize that those rules may not work the first day. Who's to say this trade doesn't work out fine? Right? Who's to say? All right. Let's go back. There it is. I'm already on it. What do you guys think? I mean, it hasn't taken this level out yet. This is the last low other than this one. I'm going to give it a little bit of room. I don't know. If it closes below this, I might decide like it's changed, but I got to give it a little bit of room. Give the hedge a little. It wasn't a full hedge anyway. I said I'm a little reluctant with the market being as oversold as it is. But it's enough that, I want to pay very close attention to it. So my market posture, now I'm all of a sudden forgetting. I can't remember. Did I say it yesterday? 0.5 or 0.75 in that neutral territory, right? And it's come down. Of course it has. Volatility's risen. We've broken support levels. Of course it's come down. Has everything just gotten dramatically worse and it's bearish? No, that hasn't happened yet. Okay, watch list. So we talked about this as one of our possibilities and how we would look to trade it down. Of course it has. Actually, as good as today is, that still feels early. I'd wait for one more day before going into something like that. Apple is taking out this prior candle. I don't know. I would say if I did it, I would be looking for profit pretty quickly here, 163. I think it's viable. It's close to its 50. Some things have really dropped below the 50. Things like ADI, where I look at this, look at that volume. Okay, I need to get a 20-day. This is very interesting. I'm intrigued. I found myself intrigued. Okay. Let's go 20 and let's go volume and look at today. You're like, oh, look at analog devices. It's up 2.3%. Average volume, 3.3 million. Today's volume with 30 minutes left, 1.3 million. I don't think we're going to get to 50% on this one, maybe 60, but wow. That's not a look at how strong. Now we said it might be a flag. A flag's 2-3 days. But if it drops in volume the next day and it can't get above this, and then again the next day, and then it rolls over, that's what we're looking for, bearishly speaking. ADM. You can see I got the hook. This thing is up here. I see this as very similar to if I saw something like this, I'd very much interpret it the same way, kind of a hammer. Dark cloud cover, what's the other side of that? Okay, I just remembered. Anyone know? What's the so a dark cloud cover is a bearish version. There is a bullish version. And anyone who knows it gets a double gold star because it's a hard one. You got to know your candles pretty well. I almost forgot what it was. I'm like, wait, what is it? Anyone want to take a stab? The candle pattern that we're seeing here. Not even a guess. It's not an engulfing, obviously, because it hasn't completely got to the other side of it. But when it can advance beyond the halfway point of that candle, it is a piercing line. Piercing line. Bring that information to a party, and everybody will want to talk to you. Piercing line. It's actually pretty similar to a harami. The harami exists completely inside the previous candle, right? This one starts below, then gets above the midway. It pierces the midway. Piercing line. So exciting. I almost forgot. Like, I literally was like, oh my gosh, I can't remember that. Bob says it's gibberish. Told me to shut my yapper and keep on looking at stocks. Okay, I will. Valid, though. We'll come back to you, ADM. AMD, you look like you want to be a bear flag and you want me to short you, so I'll wait for that. AMZN, iffy. I think it looks okay. It's close to the 50. That's a judgment call. You got to decide. Am I willing to? Is that one I like? Set a stop, see if it gets back up to 140, take some off the table, 145, and we're back in business. AXP, I don't know, right? It's a little lower. That one's an engulfing. These are valid, right? We don't love the trend right now, that the fact that the sellers have been in control, but we give it like that one first lower low, maybe we recover. These are valid for you to be thinking about. Boeing, we've put on our list, very much that looks in line. Baba, I don't like the Chinese stocks, so they're not. Bank of America, no, I think we could do better than that. Bed Bath & Beyond, that's a no. Dutch Brothers, I like Starbucks better. Caterpillar, I like John Deere better. COP, oil's not good. Costco, I like. Valid. DBC, no. John Deere, yes. Yes, I say. Diamonds, yeah, I don't know. The Dow looks a little bit weaker, a little further down. Disney looks okay. That looks valid. The listless sellers now all of a sudden being overcome. Again, big concern for me, volume, right? You look at this volume here and you're like, that's not great. It doesn't need to be great necessarily. This still trend intact, long-term especially. Ford, so far I'm kind of leaning towards Deere and Costco. Let me know what you guys think. FCX, I don't feel it in the materials, the minings. FXI, nope. GLD, nope. IWM, I think we're finding better stuff than what small caps or large caps are showing us. Jets, that's a big day. Look at that, right? A lot of it coming back into things like that, but I don't know. I like the other stuff a little better. Meta needs to break. That one's not there for me. Marvell, chips, fade the rally. Microsoft. So Apple is okay. Microsoft not as much. And that's half of the Applesoft combination. That's clever, right? That should become a company, Applesoft. I don't know. I felt like that was inspired. But Applesoft is 21% of the NASDAQ, and Applesoft is 13% of the S&P. You have to pay attention to it because it has that much influence, right? You just have to. Apple doing okay. The soft part of Applesoft not really holding up its end. Looking a lot more like the chips. So there you go. Be careful. That certainly puts a damper on the rally. Netflix just grinding along right now. It's just really not doing much of anything. That's just a beastly tug of war. I don't think we want to get involved yet. Neo, it's recovered off its lows, but that's not a fabulous looking candle. I would think to myself, is there a better play? Is there a better play when it comes to electric vehicles, EVs? I don't know. Let's see. NVIDIA looks like it wants me to short it. QQQ, not as bad, but still kind of the same way. Oh, Starbucks, too late. Too much, too late. Big day, 5% upgraded on a good day. Yeah, the hard part is it did give us like a little turn out of here. That's not a great signal. I don't know. If you ended up taking it, bully on you. Well done. Well done, you. I didn't end up pulling it. I was thinking about it, but I was actually, this was the day right here. This was the day right here. What day is that? Today's Wednesday, Tuesday, Friday, Thursday was the day. Anyone pull the trigger on Thursday? It's just a little dicey in the market still. You can see it'd be very easy to have closed that trade on a bearish engulfing the next day. So if you put the trade on Thursday and you held it until today, yeah, I would like to bestow upon you my admiration for that trade. Well done. All right, what else? Silver. Meh. Semiconductors. They all just are singing the same song. It's a song of woe. A song of woe and despair. And it's all about how you should be ready to short them very soon, given the opportunity. Woe and despair. SPY looking pretty bullish, holding up 1.86%, but we're right at our level. 398 and above A, 398 below B. We're just kind of drifting along right there. Is there another EV that might be a better opportunity? That's the one right there. volume is better. It's not like this like just pale paltry volume. It's at least going to get close to average. That's all we need. We don't need much more than that, but I think that's valid. Natural gas continues to sell off. Not great. Visa, I like AXP better if I were to do it. The VIX coming down. XLP turning up, but I like ADM mo better. Right? Hasn't taken that out, but I can live with that, to be honest with you. I would just put my stop right underneath here. I think this has a chance to get back up in this area. Mo better. ADM. I like that better than the staples. And then you've got utilities. That's already gone. That was your day. Same thing. You would have had to have taken the trade here. Lasted through these 2 days if you were feeling that. Now you're getting paid off. I didn't feel the need to push trades. So Costco and Deer. Anyone disagree? Costco, Deer. Let's start with Deer. Let's take a look at it. I don't think Stella likes it, but I don't think Stella likes anything. So if you're looking for confirmation from the model, you're not going to get it. You're not going to trade bullishly. Fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That's your rule. That's your rule. Stick to your rule. That's as good as you're going to find, honestly. I don't know. Maybe someone could find something, but that's not what we're trying to do. These are high quality stocks. These are in our watch list. They have good volume, good liquidity, right? Everything about them are showing us things that are appealing other than the short-term model, which is basically seeing everything that way, not appreciating it. Fair enough. Okay. Okay, let's go back. Let's see. I don't think we'll have a hike in S yet, but close. So I don't know. Maybe you would want to get below this low, maybe just below these, maybe 356.5. I mean, you're still a good ways away. Let's say 356.5. Let's just take this last move. This is a pretty good representation. From low to high. Okay, 395.75. 395.75. $356.50. Let's just take it to Friday. And see, it would have to be working to carry through Friday. I would say we would have to be on the other side. So this is Thursday. Friday, yeah, it would have to be in this line still. If it hadn't cleared this prior support level, then my overall expectation starts to look and feel more of a flag, right? Where we go up. And if it just can't follow that path and we find ourselves getting stuck in this general vicinity, I'll sell half, tighten the stop, and get ready to get out of the other and move into some other things. So yeah, these next 2 days are all important for this trade. Can I repost the trade? It's not really something I post. I mean, I haven't done it yet. If you're watching, I'm just setting this thing up. I'm not thinking about this for very long. What's our vol? Vol's not terrible. We're not at the bottoms, but we're not that far off. I think we could buy. How much time do I need if this thing works great? I need here to the 13th, 14th, 15th, 3 extra days. I mean, we're cutting it close, but I definitely think you could make an argument for an aggressive play, maybe an all or nothing. I might even say like 385s. Two of them. I say all or nothing, but I think we'd be able to get out. Well, maybe not. 233 out of 280. Okay. But you can see the downside. Let's actually get an extra piece in here. Let's say we only get back in this region here. Let's say 372 by Friday. 395 would take into next week. So that just helps us to see, and it would not be as much. It would definitely not be 2,400. If we take this trade to the middle of next week, the 14th, 2,000. 2,000 to the upside, maximum gain. Everything goes perfectly. If it only goes somewhat well, and we get to 372 by Friday, you're only getting $100. There's not a lot in it for you right there. Right? Stops here. By Friday, if we get 372, you got $100. Yeah, that's a tough one because if you carry it through 1, 2, 3, at 372, you're now losing. So I'd probably sell half, carry one through if there was some reason to. Otherwise, shutting it down and then look to keep on pushing. Check out Nike Strength today. I'll take a pause for Nike Strength. It's one we used to watch. Found its way booted off the island at some point. Nike. Yeah, right. A lot of things in the retail showing that 3% kind of a move. I think Costco's even around 3%, right? Yes. Costco's 2.25. All right. So that's the trade. Right now, could I build this a little better with a spread? Let's see. I'm willing to look at it and evaluate it to see if a spread. So what if we were to go 380, 382.50? Looks like this. And now, if I go into next week, the longer I'm into next week, the more it helps. I'd want to try to stay in this all the way to the end. What's the upside potential? 2,000. But I don't need it to go up to 395. I only need it to go up to 385. So I take 3% of requirement off to get my 2,000. What's my risk, though? Let's go back to the 9th. It's a little higher of risk. Well, that's 10 contracts, actually. Let me dial this back. I don't know. What do I not have here? I don't know. I kind of feel like if we're going to do this, it's either going to work and we're going to get the V, or we'll get a piece and we can at least break even, or nothing. I'm leaning towards the 2 contracts out of the money, basically ride or die, but it gives you a great reward to risk ratio, 6-1. XLU shooting higher today. Yeah, I don't like that either. I agree. Okay. Let's see what this is going for right now. Let me go back to Deer. And we said the what? 385s. Buck 42. Well, let's give it a roll. Buck 33. Oh, much better. Much better. Got my risk down a little bit. What's the thought process? 372, maybe even 372.50, right? I can get there by Friday. I've got it. I can maybe pull 75, $100 out of it. My risk is down to 130, which means my risk is down to like $60. If I carry it through the weekend and it's not moving bullishly Monday, I shut it down, probably a break even. So if it only moves a little bit, if it bull flags, I'll probably break even on this trade. That's the objective. If it V bottoms, I'm looking to get 5-6 to 1 if possible, right? I can ride it all the way here. I can give it into next week. And if I get above 390, I'm going to get anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000. Great. I think that's possible. Likely? I wouldn't say likely, but I don't need likely. I'm getting 5 to 1, 4 to 1, possibly 6 to 1. CMI, is that Cummins? Yeah, that should look similar, right? Industrials, very similar. I agree. Should give a similar type of a prospect. Less volume, less options, not as good. Yeah, 700,000. John Deere trades an average of 1.6 million, so double the volume. I think Caterpillar is the most, like around 3 million, right? Am I wrong? No. What is it? 2.1 million. Oh, a little better. Yeah. So there's the trade. Let me know if you have any questions about that. Let me stop drawing and then let's go look. Let's go take a look at Costco. So same thing. Costco is kind of growth, but also kind of defensive. No hike and ashy, but close. See, now this one I would look at because it's green. It's not it's not a momentum candle, but because it's green, I would probably say let's go stop loss 518.5. Okay, 518.5. Upside target. These are pretty steady. I'm going to draw one of them. This looks pretty average, right? 9 days, $50. But let's see if that's accurate. It's too big here, so let's shrink it up a little. Yeah, that's there. This one, maybe it's a little too high, but it gets there. I don't know. Maybe we adjust it just a little down. So we have some that are bigger, some that are smaller and faster. This I don't know. I think that's right around these old highs here. So I think that's reasonable. That would put us with a target at 553.5. Bob says, take a look at Walmart. And I say, why not? Why not? Very similar, also somewhat defensive. I think they're very similar. I see what you're looking at, that it held on top of the 200, maybe a little better than Costco did, right? But I'd say very similar patterns, very similar trades. Probably a 90+% correlation. Okay. Let's see what this gives us. 23 up, 12 down. Oof, I don't know. That's only 2-1, actually. It's only 2-1, but it does give us the ability to tighten stops faster. So our next stop would be halfway here, 524, 523.90. Kind of feel now we've got earnings on Costco, so we're definitely not going to stay. I thought I saw earnings. Did I not? Yeah. Earnings are 922. This really shouldn't take more than 914. I don't know. Volatility's a little higher here. Maybe a little bit more aggressive of a spread. I still think we can do pretty quick. Wrong by the 9th. 540. I don't know. I don't love the way these numbers are pulling up. Trying a lot of different ways to build this. 2-1. If I get into next week's time, 2.5-1. I think that's about as good as it's going to get. I don't think we're in a hurry to put more trades on, right? So I think we've got one bullish. You might think to yourself, I want another. There's some opportunity there. We'll see what tomorrow brings. We'll talk about it tomorrow morning. We'll talk about it on Friday morning. We'll have a plan. We'll manage the plan. We are right in a state where there is a battle going on between buyers and sellers. Someone's looking to take control. So I'm not willing to do too much until I'm convinced. I'm willing to take both sides until I'm convinced. Stay balanced, keep risk very much under control, don't overtrade. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So, all right. Any news on regular presence in the afternoon sessions as of right now? I don't know anything new. But you can bet that I'm sitting on the edge of the bench just waiting for the coach to put me in. Put me in, coach. Put me in. I'll do the job. That's what I think. So anyways, yeah. All right. Well, listen, I'm hopefully that means you would like me around. And if that's the case, I appreciate it. I like spending time with you fine people, talking about the market. I don't know that there's anything that can be done, quite honestly. But yeah, we'll at least get to hang out tomorrow and Friday. So let's prepare for that. Come with the coffee in hand. Join me. Have a great rest of your day. It's a heat wave out here. Holy shit. 100 degrees for the third day in a row. It's September. 100 degrees. And my air conditioner was already kind of like, it's like I think I need a Freon recharge. And yeah, we're still on Freon. So I might have to like replace it with whatever the new refrigerant gas is. And so I'm like, give me one more year. And it sucks. I'm ready for fall. Oh. Anyways, contest, 2 wins, Bob asked. He's probably asking because he knows he did. Let's see. Let's see who wins this magical contest of ours. Who is the winner of the quiz show? Oh, look at that. Bees. It dropped back below, tested higher. I thought it would. Back below 398, but still above 397.50 by only 3 cents. 1 cent. Winners. Bees are the winners. I declared it. I do declare. It's dropping below 397.50. All the C's are going to think I cheated them. I get it. It just went below, but I declared it. That's what makes it fun. You just never know how it's going to end up, but certainly leaning my way if possible. Thanks, guys. Good to see you. Great rest of your day. Happy trading.